Radio V. Radio in TV. Radio in TV.
He's absolutely Jason, he's absolutely gay. He'll absolutely brighten up the darkest rainy day. He's funny and loves movies, he's smart and he's a Jew. He's an actor and an activist and wants to hear from you.
Hey everybody, welcome to Absolutely Jason Stuart. And today my one and only guest is my old pal, actress and comedian, Jewell. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jason.
I mean, we've known each other. I was saying in the green room, I said, how long have I known you? And it's from the 80s.
Yeah.
From the Comedy Store. I didn't even know, I forgot that we knew each other then. And I always think that I knew you, but you didn't know me.
I knew you.
You did?
Yeah, I knew of you. We never became close friends, though.
Until around 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, everybody knows you first in your career, I guess, starting out as playing Cousin Geri on the iconic show, Facts of Life, that you were on for only,
4 seasons.
But how many episodes?
12.
That's all. It's so funny because you've done so many other things, and you were on Deadwood for years, and this show seems to just keep coming back and coming back and coming back.
It does, and we just had a Facts reunion.
TV Land, right?
Last year at the Paley Center in Beverly Hills.
Oh, the Paley Center. Tell me about that.
Oh, it was incredible. It was so funny. It was delightful. And they used it as a bonus DVD in the Facts of Life back series, the complete series.
Oh, how wonderful. So everybody's going to be making a little money, hopefully.
Yeah. Every time one sells, I get something.
So what did people ask at the Paley Center? What was it? Was there anything that people asked you that you thought was original and different, or was it just the same old, same old?
You know, it was delightful because everybody was themselves, and Charlotte was herself, and it was just delightful. In fact, Charlotte said, I think she said shit or something like that, and the audience went, oh. And Charlotte said, I'm not Mrs. Garrett, I'm Charlotte Ray.
Right.
And it was just fun. We all had a great time.
That's so nice. Now, I'm going to show a clip from the show, from Facts of Life. This was the show wasn't just a funny show to people. It was also a learning experience to have somebody with cerebral palsy on a show actually talking about it and playing a character. Jake, do we have that clip? Why don't we play that clip so people can see?
Well, how was the bus ride?
I don't know. I drove.
A car?
No, a lemon.
You can drive even though you're
Handicap. Hey, you can say the word. It's all right. Hey, it's on all the parking spaces. Yeah, I can drive.
How did you get cerebral palsy? I mean, did you catch it? Tootie, please.
Okay, Geri, here you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tootie, you can't catch cerebral palsy. It's not a disease. It's injury to the motor part of the brain.
Were you born with it? Yes, she was. Now, will you please stop bothering Geri with all these questions? She's exhausted from the trip.
No, I'm not. And questions don't hurt. Ignorance does.
Oh, that's so true. That is really true. I learn so much when I watch Jerry Lewis on your telethon every year.
So do I. But, that's muscular dystrophy. This is cerebral palsy.
Whoops, sorry.
You probably know that by heart.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I mean, it was so funny because in those days, I mean, it really went a long time without a joke.
Well, you know what's interesting is that last week, my T-shirt from the show plus photos were displayed at the Hollywood Museum to kick off Gay Pride. And
Oh, wow.
It was such an incredible
Tell people what the
honor.
T-shirt said.
Yes.
What did the T-shirt say?
what did the T-shirt say? I don't have cerebral palsy. I'm drunk. And what was neat about it was that they also put my original T-shirt right next to it, the one that I made before even Facts of Life.
What was that T-shirt?
I don't have cerebral palsy. I'm drunk. But I didn't know how to spell cerebral palsy. It's spelled wrong.
And you sold them that way, too.
No, I never sold one. Well, that's not true. I sold one. I sold the pink one, the one that you saw in Facts of Life, several years ago when I was very broke and I needed money. And I did sell that one. But I have the blue one that they used in the second showing in front of a live audience. And I would never sell the first one that's spelled wrong. Because how ironic that I had cerebral palsy my whole life and I didn't even know how to frickin' spell it.
Well, you also in your book, which is called I'm Walking as Straight as I Can, you talk about how difficult it was to get a really good education when you had cerebral palsy and when you were growing up in the 60s and 70s, that it was really difficult because you were put into...
I was in special ed. I was in the special ed system, so academically I suffered.
Me too. I mean, I went to school in the 70s. I graduated, high school, and I was wearing a tie-dye shirt. I danced in a circle. They gave me a diploma. It's not just. It wasn't just. I think just cerebral palsy. I think the educational system in the 70s when we were growing up was just not very good.
But
for you, it was even harder.
I have to give credit where credit is due. Yes, I did lack in the academics, but truthfully, I had the best physical therapy, the best speech therapy, the best occupational therapy that a child with cerebral palsy could want or need.
Just couldn't spell.
Yeah, and actually, I'm a very good speller now.
Are you? I'm the worst. I'm just the worst. You also were discovered by Norman Lear.
Yes, I was.
And that was at the Comedy Store?
No.
Where was it?
It was at the second annual Media Access Awards.
Okay.
Fernfield Brooks asked me to perform, and Norman Lear and Charlotte Ray was in my audience that night.
And that's how you got the job?
Yes.
And then there was a big event that you were asked to appear on called Night of 100 Stars? No?
No,
What was
it was called I Love Liberty.
I Love Liberty. Barbara Streisand was on it.
Yes, she was.
Yes, she was, yeah. And she sang. And you were asked to do comedy.
Robin Williams. I mean,
Who else?
huge stars were in it. And Norman wanted me to play the role of the American disabled person. I don't know why.
Right.
And there were 25,000 people in the audience that night, and I was performing along the side of stars that I had admired and just grew up with. So it was a dream come true. And I walked up on stage on crutches, for the dramatic effect of the American disabled person. And I went into a comedy routine. 25,000 people did not laugh, Jason. And you're a comedian. As a comedian, you're taught not to quit. You'll get them.
So you just kept going on as if they were laughing?
Not as if they were laughing. As if possibly I could get one person to laugh.
Right. Did you acknowledge it ever? Did you say anything?
After I went on for about 4 minutes and still could not get even a chuckle.
Which is unheard of for you.
It was devastating. I dropped my crutches on the stage, which was very dramatic. And I thought my life was over. My whole life flashed in front of me. I thought, wow, what a short career.
Right.
Norman Lear came running down from the control booth. He came up on stage and he's holding me in his arms. He thought that I was having a nervous breakdown.
You probably were.
He thought that he gave me too much responsibility too young. And he thought, oh my God, I should have never put her through this. And he's holding me, and he said, are you okay? And I looked at him, and I said, Norman, I'm fine, but the material sucks. He backed me up. He put his hands on my shoulders. He said, Geri, read my lips. Your mic isn't on.
Oh, God. So no one could hear a word you were saying. You were just standing there.
And everybody thought, including the celebs backstage, they all thought that Norman was going to walk me off stage and that I was going to be cut from the show. And he did completely the opposite.
What did he do?
He put his arms on my shoulders. He turned me around facing the 25,000 people. And he said, how many people out there want to give this girl a second chance? And everybody gave me a standing ovation.
And then you did your act?
Yeah.
And you killed?
From the beginning. Killed. Got another standing ovation,
Oh,
too.
my God.
It
What
was,
a nightmare, and what a wonderful, and what a gift at the same time.
It was like the yin and yang of comedy.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, he found it.
Oh my God, there it is. That's the second time.
Did you ever walk with crutches?
No.
No, because I don't remember that ever happening. So were people, when they saw that, did they think that you walked with crutches? Do you think it was a mistake, or do you think it was
No, it wasn't a mistake.
At
In
the
my
time?
mind, I'm the one that suggested it because I didn't want to play Geri Jewell again. I wanted to play a role.
Right.
And crutches made me have cerebral palsy a little bit more than I had it.
Just a little bit. Because I've never seen you, in the whole time I've ever seen you, I don't think I've ever seen you use crutches.
No,
or
and I've
anything.
never been a wheelchair user. Well,
Yeah. Unless you were having an operation
Yeah.
or something that happened, yeah. And the reaction to yourself on Facts of Life, is it time to take a break? Okay, so we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the reaction to the audience of people from you on Facts of Life, which completely changed your life. We'll be back in just a second with Geri Jewell here on Absolutely Jason Stewart. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Holly, and this is Michael. We're on Love Life on T Radio V every day.
No! Every Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
Every day I try to get her to have a love life. But every Tuesday, where you can watch us and hear us, only one place,
Only hear him, though.
5 p.m. Pacific time, T Radio V. We're going to talk about love, relationships, intimacy. There'll be some sex, but not between us.
No, I don't have sex with him.
Not often. You're single, we're gonna share with you what to do if you just want booty calls or be in a relationship. Oh, you know you like booty calls.
I do.
What's it like to be in a relationship? We always say you have to be a strong me before you can be a great we. One place, right here, Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, only on T Radio V, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Brad is actually here right now.
I don't have the white disease.
Whoa!
Give me a gift. I want to see like some tiny intro. Give me some boom. Give me some boom, bro. This is gonna make us money.
Ask Robert who his favorite celebrity animals are.
His animal lovers.
All right, everybody, whip your out. Everybody, whip it out. We'll be right back. See, now it's...
Let's do a couple things. Ready?
Action.
Oh, monsters! Monsters!
You.
Oh, that means me.
It's gonna take the unreal mind.
To be honest with you, I like being down there a little more because my head was...
Candy corn monsters, boom!
Hi, I'm Kristen Renton, and I don't know what I'm saying. This one's World Animal Day.
Right, here we go. Oh, I'll just...
Unreal.
It's on a real wall.
I mean, unless you fake it. I had a contest on night calls, and they were all peeing everywhere. Everyone's like, can I get another Diet Coke? Yeah.
We want to do more.
No, and we're back. Absolutely, Jason Stuart with Geri, Jewell. I know that's a weird picture, but I wanted to get a picture with you on the show with the people. You had a thing, sort of interesting relationship with the gal that played Blair, right, on the show.
Well, we were very close. We were friends.
Yeah, and
we were even roommates in real life.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
Oh my God, and she's gorgeous.
Yes, she is, but I wasn't attracted to her.
Not your type.
Nope.
So, being on Facts of Life completely changed your life. I
Yes,
mean, you
it
went
did.
from just being this, gal going to school, trying to get your shit together, being totally unaware of who you really were inside.
Yes.
Because you spent so much time as a child trying to learn, and
Yeah.
having cerebral palsy, there was so much more work to do.
Yeah.
And operations and all this kind of stuff. That when you got Facts of Life, it was quite overwhelming to you in the book.
Well, it was a dream come true. It was surreal. I mean, from the time I was about 12, I knew I wanted to be an actress, a comedic actress. And here I was, known to millions overnight.
And in those days when you were on a show, and the show was on for 5 years?
It was on longer than that, but
6?
I ran 4 seasons.
Yeah, only 12 episodes.
Yes.
Which is crazy, because if now you did that, people would hardly know.
Oh, I know.
And then it was like everybody, it's so different.
Well, it was so bizarre, Jason, because of the way I had cerebral palsy, the way I had it. I mean, I still have it. Because of the way I have it.
But it's very different now, because you've had operations that don't make no more spastic moves or.
Well,
right?
I still have the spastic.
Not to the extent that you had then.
Oh, I do. But what I don't have is the head movement.
The head, yes. Okay, because you told me because you had that operation on your back.
Yeah, on my neck.
Yeah, I remember.
So that kind of slowed the head movement down.
Because it's really made it a lot easier for people to watch you as an actor and for you to see your eyes.
Cosmetically, it was wonderful, but would I do it again? No.
Really?
No.
Why?
Because, I didn't do it for cosmetic reasons in the
not at
first
all.
place. I did it because I had lost my balance and fell backwards, landing on my head, and hurt my neck really bad and bruised my spinal cord. I was this close to becoming high quad.
Oh, God.
So the surgery was to save my spinal cord so that I could walk. And there was no guarantee that that was going to happen. Would I do it again? I doubt it, because my brain still has cerebral palsy, if you can visualize this. The part of my brain that's injured, that's sending incorrect messages to my body, is telling me to move my head all over the place all the time. And my neck is 45% titanium, 2 titanium plates, 6 screws, fused, and it's going, I can't move all over like I used to. Stop sending me those messages. So it's an eternal battle. It hurts because all the messages are going against the hardware.
So how many years ago did you have the operation?
In 99.
So it's been quite a while. Has it subsided and become easier as the years have gone on? Has the messages changed, or do they seem further away?
It is what it is. It's just.
So you're more used to it.
Yeah, I grow accustomed to it. I was born with cerebral palsy, so I get accustomed to whatever I'm challenged with. And I do get Botox injections, and
You look great.
Not in my face, in my neck, and in my legs.
A couple once in a while. Oh, while you're in there,
No. You know what? When you have to have so many Botox injections for chronic pain, you don't want extra ones.
Right.
Oh, God, no.
Now you're still doing stand-up and you're still speaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And where are you speaking and what kind of people?
Well,
What kind of
I
organizations?
do Fortune 500 companies, and of course, Disability Awareness Month in October.
Big time for you.
Yeah,
That
I
and
mean,
gay- and
everybody
Gay
and their
Pride
mother
Month.
wants me that damn month, Disability Awareness Month.
And that's also
DAM.
National Coming Out Day is October 11th.
Yeah.
So you're like, it's the busiest month of the year.
Oh, I know. So, and I just got done doing a production of the Vagina Monologues. I did it actually 2 weekends.
I saw that and produced and directed by Sheena Metal, who's a good friend of
Yeah,
mine. And everybody was in it. I mean, anybody who was an actor in Hollywood. My friend Alexander Paul was in it.
Oh, okay.
Dalila Ali Raja was in it. So many other wonderful people.
Well, last week was a challenge because I did the See You Next Thursday one.
What's that one about? Tell me.
See you next Thursday, Jason. See you. I'm not saying the word on here.
Oh, you did the when they scream the word
Yes.
cunt. Yeah.
I had to do that.
That's a hard one.
And I have to tell you, as an actress, you make decisions ahead of time about what your attitude is and how you're going to play it. And I made my decisions. And the biggest compliment that I got after the show was a woman came up to me and said, Geri, I have to tell you, I have despised that word my entire life. And I was like this when you came on stage and said that word. And I have to admit, you are the only person who actually made me love the word. I love it now.
Well, in England, it's like an adjective. I mean,
Really?
Oh, they say it all the time. They'll say, "Oh, you cunt." They say it constantly.
Oh,
it doesn't have the
right.
same thing
Connotation.
as we do here. Yeah, and language changes. And I just got done doing the film Birth of a Nation with Nate Parker and Armie Hammer, and I played a slave owner, so I had to say the N-word all the time. So that was so I understand what you're saying, and that's a word that I really
despise.
Well, I despise. I've never even said it in my life. I don't even think so. And it was really the same thing. I had, in the sense that I had to give it no gravity and use it as an adjective and think of it differently as an actor to do that.
Exactly.
Well, we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back. We're going to talk about Deadwood, and this to me was just such a great story. We'll be back in just a second here on Absolutely Jason Stuart with my guest Geri Jewell.
Hey, hello, this is David Faustino, and you are watching T Radio V. Do you see what I'm saying? It's television crossed with radio. It's all together. It's weird. Radio's in the middle of it. It's amazing. You're watching it. Go.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Hey, I'm Dean Cain, and you are watching T Radio V. I'm watching it too. Right now. Seriously.
Brad is actually here right now.
I don't have the white disease.
Whoa! Give me again. I want to see some tiny intro. Give me some boom. Give me some boom, bro. This is gonna make us money.
Ask Robert who his favorite celebrity animals are.
His animal lovers.
All right, everybody whip your out. Everybody whip it out. We'll be right back.
See, now it's...
Let's do a couple things. Ready?
Action.
Oh, monsters!
Monsters!
You.
Oh, that means me.
It's
God,
gonna take
you're
the unreal mind.
To be honest with you, I like being down there a little more because my head was...
Candy corn monsters, boom!
Hi, I'm Kristen Renton, and I don't know what I'm saying. This one's World Animal News.
Right, here we go. Oh, I'll just...
Unreal.
It's not a real wall.
I mean, unless you fake it. I had a contest on night calls, and they were all peeing everywhere. Everyone's like, can I get another Diet Coke? Yeah.
We want to do more.
Hey, what's up? I am Scott.
And I am Ken. We are not the Chemical Brothers, but we are the Crystal Method. And you are watching T Radio V.
Hey, we're back at Absolutely Jason Stuart with my friend, actress Geri Jewell. So people don't really know all the things that you've done as an actor because certainly Facts of Life, like you said, so many people watch these.
Overshadows everything else.
I mean, you guested on 21 Jump Street. You guested on, had a recurring on Young and the Restless. You recently did an episode of Glee, which was probably a lot of fun. You played
I played an executive at Fox, a real bitch.
And that was sort of fun. How did that come about?
I was offered the role, and I did it, and it was cool because I've never been cast as a bitch. I've always been cast as kind of lovable.
Right.
So I pulled it off. I was a real bitch.
Oh, that's nice. So they just called you right out of the blue?
Yeah.
Did you find out why? What made them?
Well, I think Norman Lear probably had something to do with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Well, because Norman is always looking after me and making phone calls on my behalf.
Oh my God, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely?
Yes.
Have you read his book?
In fact, I am writing the cover story for Ability Magazine next month on Norman Lear. So I am thrilled to be able to do that.
To give back?
Yeah.
Because for his book?
Yes.
Yes, which is available
And
now.
I opened for him at the Sedona World Wisdom Day conference in January. Norman Lear was the opening keynote speaker, and I did 20 minutes of stand-up before him.
How lovely.
So he's like a second father to me. He always has been. He's always looked after me.
That's so lovely.
Yeah.
And people can read your book by getting it on Amazon. It's called I'm Walking as Straight as I Can.
Yes.
And I was lucky enough to have you there the week that the book came out at a show that we did a benefit for gay youth at the Gay and Lesbian Center.
Yes.
And that was so great of you to do that.
Oh, in a heartbeat, I would have done it again.
Yeah, it was such an honor. Now, you worked on Deadwood.
Yes.
And one of the writers on Deadwood offered you a role on Alcatraz.
Yes.
What did you play? What was the character on that?
I played the sister of the actor that his name is Jason too. Jason Horner. What? I can't think of it.
That's okay. So you played a sister of the leading character on the show.
And the scene was delightful because it reunited me also with another Deadwood co-star. So we were at the same table, and in this particular scene, I was drinking wine during the whole dinner scene. So not real wine, mind you. But it was funny because, you know, somebody like me with cerebral palsy who looks drunk before I even take a sip. So it was a fun role, and if Alcatraz had continued, I would have been a reoccurring character.
Oh, that would have been lovely.
Yeah.
Well, so you had just had your operation. You hadn't worked in a while.
Long time.
And because of physical things that you had to take care of, and it was quite overwhelming in your life, because I remember hanging around you then and helping you with a couple things.
Oh, it was a long recovery.
Yes, and I remember you were quite overwhelmed.
Yes.
And certainly so, because your parents had passed.
I thought that my career was over after the spinal cord surgery. I didn't think I'd ever do stand-up or work as an actress or anything. And I was standing in line at a pharmacy in Santa Monica to pick up Botox.
And all the other women.
I know, and it was a yuppie puppy pharmacy. And this man turned around and said, "Oh my God, are you Geri Jewell?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, I'm a huge fan of yours." And I said, well, thank you. You've inspired me and you've made me laugh. And I thanked him, and I was thinking, God, I'm so grateful I was able to do that at one time in my life. You know,
But now
thinking,
that's over, you're thinking yourself.
yeah, thinking that it was the past. Well, I still got a reminder that I did this. And he said, do you want a television series?
And you thought, are you crazy? No, I don't want to do it.
Oh, my God. I mean, is this a pharmacy?
Or a casting office, right?
And he said, in case you don't recognize me, my name is David Milch, the producer of NYPD Blue. And he said, yep. And I just signed a contract with HBO. I'm doing a new Western called Deadwood. Do you want to do a Western? And that morning, my pain level went through the roof. I mean, I had no pain meds, I had no Botox, I had nothing in me. I was just in chronic pain. And I looked up as far as my titanium neck would let me.
Right.
And I said, God, you have a quirky sense of humor. I'm standing here with cerebral palsy, a titanium neck, dependent on Botox, and David Milch wants me to ride a horse. And he wasn't kidding. He wrote his phone number on a prescription pad for an antidepressant and told me to call him, and I did. And that was the beginning of Jewell on Deadwood.
What was the process of getting that role other than being offered it?
Well,
did you have to go in and read?
I wrote the backstory. I wrote 25 pages of backstory for it.
Oh, wow.
Did the research and faxed it
Tell
to
us about the character.
Jewell was worked in the gym saloon and mingled with all the whores. Whores.
Well, that's what women had very few
Yeah.
choices in those days.
I was-
Either you're a wife and mother, or you're a prostitute, or
Yeah.
maybe a teacher.
All I did was sweep. I did a lot of sweeping. In fact, after Deadwood ended, I realized that I was qualified to work at any Holiday Inn as a maid. And
Yes.
and David Milch.
Could you imagine you being in a room? Oh my God, is that Geri Jewell cleaning up? Jesus Christ, what the fuck is she doing here?
What has happened to her life? Not good at windows, though.
Yeah, right.
Oops. But
So what did your character have on the show? Did she have cerebral palsy, or?
Well,
Because I thought it was something different. Am I correct?
well, the truth of the matter is cerebral palsy was not even diagnosed until 1921. And this was 1876. So she probably did have cerebral palsy. Nobody knew what the hell it was.
Right.
So a lot of people, even today, think that there's something cognitively wrong with you. And she was smarter than everybody in Deadwood. She knew everything that went on with everybody in that town. And people treated her poorly, abusively. She was treated horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But she had a light. She had a moxie. She was gonna
Survivor.
Yes. And had Deadwood continued, to my dismay, to all the actors' dismay, it shouldn't have ended when it did. For me, my character was gonna open up her own kitchen in the 4th season that you never saw. So I was just...
So she was a cook on the show too, right?
She was just beginning to cook.
Mm-hmm. And who was your scene partner that you were? Who were the actors you got
A
to work?
lot of the scene partners that I worked with mainly was Ian McShane.
Oh, and he won the Emmy one year.
Oh, yes.
And you were also up for a nomination. You were on
Yes,
the
I
list to
was.
be nominated for that show.
Yes.
I remember when you were campaigning.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I credit David Milch for that opportunity because in my years as an actress, I have been sent out on probably 33 auditions in 37 years. And most of the work that I have gotten is because I was in the right place at the right time.
I would like the address to that pharmacy.
Well, I've been hanging out there a lot lately, trying to get more work.
What's David Milch doing now?
I'm sure he's developing something.
Yeah, he's wonderfully brilliant.
He is. He's a
Did
genius.
you now was oh God, the actor Brad Dourif.
Yes.
He's wonderful.
I had a wonderful scene with him, a dance scene.
Yes, I remember that.
In fact,
that was your first sort of romantic thing in a movie or TV show, rather.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It didn't take off as I thought it would, but it was amazing because in this scene, and you talk to diehard Deadwood fans,
and they're just as crazy as the Facts of Life people too, right?
Oh yeah,
Obsessed.
They will tell you that dance scene was their favorite scene in the whole series, and it was precious. And what you don't know, what the audience doesn't know, is that particular night, now you have to remember, I had not fully recovered from spinal cord surgery when I was filming Deadwood.
How many episodes did you do?
I did 24. And that particular evening when we started to do that dance scene, I was in so much pain that I could hardly move. And
so you must have had this interesting look on your face that
oh
showed.
My
and
God.
people, you were in pain, but they thought you were just so emotional.
Yeah, and the scene was that I was supposed to teach Doc Cochran how to dance.
Oh, wonderful.
That was the scene. It was the opposite of what you would expect. And I could hardly move. And there were tears in my eyes at one point because the pain was so exasperating. And Brad yelled, "Cut! Cut! Stop! Geri, can you do this?" And I said, "Yes, I can do it. I can do it. I have to do it." But you can hardly move. You're hurting so badly. I can feel it in your body. And I said, "But I don't want Hollywood to think I can't do something. I have to do it." And Brad, what you see in that scene, Brad is literally lifting me off the floor and carrying me through the scene. But you think I'm teaching him, and he's carrying me through the whole scene because he knows I'm in pain. But you would never know as the audience.
Let's show a clip from Deadwood. And Jake's going to take a moment to find the clip. Oh, you have it? Okay, let's show that clip, and I want to talk about working with these kind of people.
Who's sick? What's he doing making you walk to tell me?
I came here on my own, Doc. I got something I want to show you. It's a book.
Oh, no, I don't read goddamn books on the Civil War.
Look!
I don't need to look. I was goddamn there.
But it'll help me walk better.
Okay, you're referring to the brace on his leg.
Yes.
For your information, Jewell, that boy in the drawing was goddamn able-bodied before he got his leg shot up, not born with difficulties and hardships that got no cure and took from you the coordination a brace like that require.
I was just looking at the picture, and dragging my leg really makes Al crazy.
Fuck Al. Everybody's got limits. You dragging your leg is yours.
I'm sorry.
What do you apologize for? Don't apologize to me. Let me hold on to this for a while.
Thank you. My clutches.
Okay.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to talk more about Deadwood and just about working with these wonderful actors. I want to hear about the experiences and the differences. We'll be back in just a second here on Absolute Jason Stewart with Geri Jewell. Stay with us.
Bob Nalbandian, and be sure to watch my show Inside Metal, which airs live every Tuesday from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on T Radio V. I'm going to be bringing in the greatest heavy metal artists live right here in the studio. Once again, every week at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, every Tuesday, right here at TRadioV.com, radio in TV.
We're back. It's Politically Naughty with Mary Kay on TRadioV.com. I don't feel like it would be as big of a deal these days if I, you know.
You'd be surprised. The most powerful weapon in the world is
This is a no-holds-barred conversation.
So anyway, everybody started drinking my bathwater. I loved it.
That is amazing.
Kitten, you need a movie about your life. If
Maybe-
Mary Carey was governor, we wouldn't be having these problems in America.
Exactly. I know.
Get Politically Naughty with Mary Carey. Mondays at 4 p.m. on T Radio V.
Hey, my fellow thoughters out there. I'm Charles Shaughnessy. Check out my new show, Here's a Thought, with Charles Shaughnessy, August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. Now, you know I have a lot to say, but I want to hear what you have to say. So tune in, grab your phones, call me, tweet me, email me in the studio, and let's get this conversation going. Here's a Thought, starting August the 7th, 3 p.m. PST, right here on T Radio V. That's radio in TV.
Welcome back to Absolute Jason Stewart with my guest and dear friend, Geri Jewell. Your work was just exquisite in this, and I loved, the reason I chose that clip is because the way you were walking down that street was almost as if you were the Elephant Man. You know, it was just, there was something so poetic and so sad and so beautiful at the same time that the character just, you know, the fortitude she must have had. Now, what was it like, the difference of working in all these comedy things that you've worked on, or more commercial-ish kind of things, to going and working with this caliber of actor in something dramatic? Because you've never done something dramatic, to my knowledge, other than this
Well,
soap.
I have. I did 21 Jump Street.
It's not the same kind of thing.
Yeah, but yeah, the caliber of actors
Oh.
in this show was unreal.
Were you scared? Were you excited?
I was, you know what? It was one of the most supportive casts I've ever worked with.
The more talented, we were saying that off the air, the more
Oh.
talented, the more supportive, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I couldn't ask for a more supportive cast. It was incredible. In fact, you know, you showed that clip of that walk, and this is a story that you don't know, and I don't even think I wrote about it in the book. But I did that walk and fell in the mud several times. You know how many times we have to do it, take
Exactly.
after take. And David Milch was really frustrated, and so was the director, because they weren't getting the response from me that they wanted. Like the horrified response of everybody staring at me. And I think the reason I wasn't responding was because I have been stared at my whole life that a wall goes up. I don't respond because I've trained myself not to respond.
I understand. The same thing as a gay person is that I was beat up and treated so badly as a kid that you get this sort of, it's almost like a horse with blinders on.
Exactly.
Did you explain that to them?
And that's what I was doing. So at one point, the scene that you just showed, David took an actor aside and he said, "This time go in front of her and make fun of her. Do something really..."
Yeah.
He had to do that to get a response from me. And I didn't expect it because it wasn't in any of the other takes. So this actor came in front of me and went, "Ugh!" And my heart just broke. And tears came out of my eyes. I was horrified because it reminded me of the kids that did that to me as a kid. And that wall went down in that split second. All the blinders and all the walls went down. And I was like, oh my God, I remember when kids did this to me. They would come up to me and go, "Ooh." So he had to do that to get the emotional response.
And what's beautiful is that you were able to turn it around in comedy so much as a child, which created a whole career for you.
Yes.
And before we go off the air, I really want to show a short clip of you doing stand-up at the benefit when you came out.
Oh, yeah.
As a lesbian around 5 years ago at the Gay and Lesbian Center for the benefit for the gay youth. Why don't we play that clip for a couple minutes?
She's so wonderful. I absolutely adore her. Please put your hands together for Geri Jewell!
Thank you so much. This is so exciting. This has been given so much publicity that I am an out comedian for the first time. The funniest thing I've seen so far is a friend of mine forwarded a tweet to me that someone had tweeted, said, "Oh my God, Geri Jewell is gay? I thought she had cerebral palsy all this time." Believe it or not, you can do both. And not only that, you can have cerebral palsy and be Jewish. You can have cerebral palsy and be Catholic and feel guilty about it. You can have cerebral palsy and be an alcoholic and nobody would ever know.
You're wonderful, and people really need to go see you live, and they will be able to see you live because I just booked you on my show August 26th. Now it's on the air. You can't get out of it. At the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, you'll be headlining that show in a couple months, the Jason Stuart and Friends show. And if people want to find you, they can go to jerijewell.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want to get your book, they can go to Amazon, but they can also get it on your site.
Yes.
And you answer all your own email, do you not?
I do. It's hard to keep up with because I get so many private messages a day, but I try.
And you're on Facebook and everything?
Yeah.
And you're wonderful. And I'm just so pleased to have you on the show, and so glad that things are going so nicely and your life has turned around so much. And just to let people know, the book is so unapologetic, and it's so intimate. And I felt just so honored to be able to read it in a way. I almost felt like I shouldn't be reading this. It's like, oh my God, is she telling me that you tell every mistake that you made? You don't try to make yourself look pretty or great.
No, I try to tell it I tried to be honest. I figured, what's the point in writing a book if you're not going to be honest? That was
So
my
please go to
attitude.
Amazon, buy the book. Thank you so much for being on the show. Love you.
Love you too.
And everybody, take care, and we'll see you next week.
You are watching T Radio V. Radio and TV.